Top 10 Fascinating Facts About Demons. Discover the secrets of demons in our next video. From their role in forbidden music to their appearance in exorcism rituals, we'll take you on a journey through the beliefs and myths surrounding these powerful supernatural entities. Don't miss it if you dare to explore the unknown. Number 10. Demons and music. Did you know that in many cultures, demons are associated with certain types of music? This link between music and the demonic is deeply rooted in historical beliefs, especially during the Middle Ages in Europe. During that period, a particular musical interval, known as the tritone, was feared and avoided in religious compositions. Spanning 3 whole tones, it was dubbed Diabolus in Musica, or the devil in music. The reason behind this name stemmed from its discordant sound, which was believed to invoke demonic presences during its performance. The ban on the tritone in sacred music was not merely a matter of superstition but reflected a broader effort by the Church to control morality and spirituality through music. During the Middle Ages, music was seen as a powerful means of communicating with the divine, and any element that could disturb that connection was rigorously scrutinized and often excluded. This particular interval was problematic due to its ability to destabilize the musical harmony that was so valued in religious music. Furthermore, this association of the tritone with the demonic was not limited to musical theory but permeated popular culture. Instruments that could easily produce tritones, such as certain types of strings or wind instruments, were often viewed with suspicion. In various artistic depictions from the time, demons are often shown playing instruments, hinting at an intrinsic relationship between certain forms of music and the underworld. This intersection of music, morality, and demonology highlights how cultural elements can intertwine to reflect and reinforce the spiritual beliefs of an era. Number 9. Different hierarchies. Did you know that in demonology, there are hierarchies and ranks among demons similar to angelic hierarchies? These hierarchical structures are not merely modern inventions but have their roots in ancient traditions and texts, such as the Pseudomonarchia Daemonum and the Lemegeton, or the Lesser Key of Solomon. These texts detail the rankings and duties of various demons, assigning them titles such as princes, kings, marquises, and dukes, each with specific domains and responsibilities within the underworld. For example, in these classifications, a duke demon might be responsible for guiding errant souls or imparting forbidden knowledge to mortals. Meanwhile, a king demon could rule over vast territories of hell and command a considerable number of lesser demons. These hierarchies not only reflect a systematic organization of the infernal realm but are also used to understand the relative power and influence of demons within their domain. This analogy with celestial hierarchies is no coincidence. Many cultures have envisioned both angels and demons in terms of a military or courtly structure, possibly to make these concepts more comprehensible to humans. In the context of Christianity, for example, these demoniac hierarchies are often interpreted as an inversion or corruption of the celestial order, thus highlighting the ongoing battle between good and evil and underlining the organization and strategy that exists even in the chaos of evil. Number 8. The origin of the word demon. Did you know that the word demon comes from the ancient Greek daimon, which originally had no negative connotation? In Hellenic cultures, a daimon was considered a spiritual being that could be both benevolent and malevolent. These spirits were seen as intermediaries between humans and gods, offering wisdom, knowledge, and often guiding the destinies of individuals. Plato and other philosophers of the time extensively discussed daimons, suggesting they could inspire poets and artists or influence leaders to make wise decisions. With the spread of Christianity, the interpretation of daimons began to change significantly. This shift is largely attributed to the influence of the scriptures and the need to clearly differentiate between celestial and demonic figures within Christian cosmology. In this new context, daimons were reinterpreted as evil or fallen beings, more closely linked with Satan and evil than with the previous notion of neutral or positive spiritual guidance. This linguistic and conceptual shift reflects how religious beliefs can transform the interpretation of pre-existing concepts to fit new theological frameworks. The evolution of the term demon illustrates a fascinating aspect of cultural and religious adaptation, showing how a word can radically change in meaning and connotation due to shifts in the dominant beliefs and practices of a society. Number 7. Demonic pacts and contracts. Did you know that in many legends and tales, demons make pacts or contracts with humans? These agreements typically offer the human supernatural powers or earthly desires in exchange for their soul or eternal loyalty. Such stories are rooted in numerous cultures and have been a popular theme in literature and folklore. A classic example is the myth of Faust, who, according to legend, made a pact with the demon Mephistopheles to gain unlimited knowledge and worldly pleasures in exchange for his soul. These contracts are not simple transactions. They often contain complicated clauses and unwanted consequences for the human signatories. In Western tradition, these pacts are often represented with a physical contract that the human must sign with their blood, symbolizing an irrevocable commitment. The idea behind these contracts is that while the individual enjoys temporary benefits, they suffer eternally in the afterlife, highlighting the moral belief that greed and excessive desire lead to ruin. The cultural fascination with demonic pacts reflects an exploration of ethical boundaries and the consequences of human decisions. These stories warn about the dangers of unchecked ambition and temptation and are a testament to the human struggle between the desire for immediate power and adherence to long-term moral principles. Number 6. Exorcisms. Did you know that exorcism is an ancient religious practice that aims to expel demons or evil spirits from people or places that are possessed? This practice is mentioned in various religions, including Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Exorcisms can vary significantly in form and methodology, from simple prayers and rites to complex procedures involving multiple rituals and sacred objects. In Christianity, for example, the rite of exorcism is formalized and often requires the authorization of a bishop and the intervention of a trained priest. During an exorcism, holy water, crucifixes, and the recitation of specific prayers, such as the Roman Rite, may be employed. These elements are designed to invoke divine authority and purify the possessed of evil influences. On the other hand, in Islam, the exorcism may involve the recitation of verses from the Quran, invocations to Allah, and the use of holy water or oil. Like in other traditions, the goal is to cleanse the individual or place of the malevolent presence and restore spiritual balance. Although often surrounded by controversy and skepticism, especially in the modern era, exorcisms continue to be a vital part of religious practice for many communities around the world, reflecting the persistent belief in spiritual forces and their impact on the physical world. Number 5. Demons in different cultures. Did you know that nearly all the cultures of the world have concepts of demonic beings? These beings vary greatly in their nature and purposes, reflecting the diversity of spiritual and religious beliefs of each society. In Japan, for example, the oni are creatures often depicted with horns, skin of various colors, and fierce behavior. Traditionally, they are seen as bringers of disaster or guardians of certain sacred places, depending on the local context. In Arab cultures, the jinn are spiritual beings that can be both good and malevolent. Originating in pre-Islamic mythologies, these beings were incorporated into Islam, where they are often described as beings created from smokeless fire. Jinn, like humans, have free will and, therefore, their actions can be both virtuous and sinful. Their ability to change shape and appear in both human and animal forms gives them an intriguing presence both in folklore and in modern religious interpretations. This broad spectrum of demons across different cultures shows how humans have conceptualized evil, chaos, and the unknown. Through these entities, cultures explore the boundaries of morality, ethics, and the influence of the supernatural on everyday life. These representations not only serve to frighten or warn but also to teach, through rich and often complex narratives, the consequences of our actions and the importance of respecting forces beyond human understanding. Number 4. Famous demons in literature. Did you know that many demons have been protagonists or main characters in literary works? For example, Mephistopheles, a cunning and manipulative demon, is one of the central characters in Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's Faust. In this work, Mephistopheles makes a pact with Faust, offering him knowledge and worldly pleasures in exchange for his soul. This character embodies cunning and deception, constantly challenging Faust to question morality and the value of his soul. Another prominent literary demon is Lucifer in John Milton's Paradise Lost. In this epic poem, Lucifer is portrayed as a fallen angel who leads a rebellion against God and is subsequently banished to hell. His character is complex, evoking both sympathy and repulsion, as Milton explores themes of freedom, predestination, and justice. Lucifer, as a tragic figure, challenges divine authority and questions the structures of power and justice. These characters not only serve to fuel exciting and profound narratives but also offer readers an opportunity to explore philosophical questions about good and evil, freedom and bondage, and the nature of power. Through these literary demons, authors can question and debate the human condition, making these beings not only antagonists in their stories but also bearers of deeper, universal meanings. Number 3. The appearance of demons. Did you know that although we often imagine them with horns, tails, and red skin, demons have been depicted in many ways throughout history? This stereotypical image has been popularized through Western culture, especially in art and cinema, but the reality is that the representation of demons varies widely depending on cultures and epochs. In some traditions, such as in medieval Christianity, demons were often portrayed as grotesque and terrifying, designed to inspire fear and repulsion. However, in other cultures, such as certain Eastern beliefs, demons may appear as beautiful and seductive beings. This duality in appearance aims to reflect the deceptive nature of these beings, capable of manipulating humans by passing themselves off as something desirable or harmless. This variety in the representation of demons not only reflects the different cultural interpretations of evil but also highlights how human perceptions of what is demonic can be shaped by religious and social contexts. In many cultures, the appearance of a demon often symbolizes their internal attributes, such as seduction, manipulation, or the pure essence of evil, allowing societies to express and explore their fears and taboos through these metaphorical figures. Number 2. Demons in religion. Did you know that in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, demons are often considered fallen angels, expelled from heaven due to their rebellion against God? This idea of fallen angels is a common representation in these religions, which view demons as beings who were once in divine presence but chose a path of disobedience and evil. In Christianity, for example, Lucifer is perhaps the most well-known of these fallen angels, whose arrogance led him to be banished from heaven and transformed into Satan, the adversary of God. In Judaism, the figure of Satan is often less a prince of evil and more an angel of testing or accuser, assigned by God to test the faith of humans. This interpretation differs from the Christian and Muslim view, where Satan acts more independently as a force of evil. In Islam, Iblis, Satan, refuses to bow to Adam out of pride and is consequently expelled from heaven, assuming the role of tempter and leader of the jinn who also rebelled. This narrative of fallen angels serves as a powerful theological explanation for the existence of evil in the world, suggesting that even in spiritual realms, there is free will and rebellion. Through these stories, religions address complex concepts of morality, obedience, and justice, using demons as vehicles to explore the eternal struggle between good and evil and the consequences of moral choices. Number 1. The cultural influence of demons. Did you know that demons are not only figures of fear and malice in mythologies but also represent a fundamental part of human understanding of moral and spiritual evil? Through stories about demons, cultures explore the concepts of temptation, sin, and the nature of evil, making these beings not only supernatural entities but also potent symbols of the internal and external challenges faced by individuals and societies. Demons act as living metaphors for human vices, such as greed, envy, and lust. For example, in many narrative traditions, demons seduce humans to abandon their ethical principles in exchange for power or temporary pleasure. This representation helps to illustrate the moral battles that each person faces, highlighting the constant tension between instant gratification and long-term well-being. Moreover, the presence of demons in cultural festivals and celebrations, like Halloween in Western culture or the Hungry Ghost Festival in some Asian cultures, shows how societies use these figures to process their fears and understand the concept of morality. By embodying evil, demons allow people to safely explore the consequences of immoral behavior, thereby reaffirming social values and norms through tales and rituals that warn against spiritual and moral corruption.